So if any of you have any question for our panelists, also from online, right? If they have any question.
Just from like a business perspective, one of the difficulties of implementing a corporate social responsibility or an ESG mandate is, it gets in this idea that there's alphabet soup, so to speak. And then when you have E and you have S and you have G, sometimes the E and the G conflict, or the S and the E conflict, what have you. What has somewhat worked is a policy or a mandate where it's not an ESG, but an E or S or G. So at least you have an organization that is very clear on, we're going to do only on environment, only on social G, because at least it helps. So that way it's not so myopic. So it's more focused on a cause rather than having one thing kind of conflict the other. I'm just curious that for an organization that's trying to push this initiative, is that being considered, or is the plan to have ESG as a total holistic approach? So I guess the question is like, can this be broken up, or is this really just a one or nothing system? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for the question. Oh, actually, thank you for your comments. I believe this is really hard. The ESG has to be integrated and together. And in fact, I'm working with a PhD student on the area of a triple bottom line. But we are looking at social enterprises, and we see the difficulty of how we measure environment. Well, social enterprise is easy to measure the social impact, environmental impact, but then the financial is that it would become an issue. Like you said, it's what we are trying to do with our research is to create the model of how this could be balanced rather than looking at each one, as you say, looking at each one differently, because they are actually connected and combined. Your environmental commitment could be potentially socially socially affected, could have impact on the society. And who knows, and then an environmental impact, what we do not see is on some level could have financial implications, could be cost saving as well in the long term. So the best model that is still to be created. The best model of ESG is to be able to provide impact environmentally, socially, and also financially. So rather than throwing money into doing this, just putting money into doing this social impact or environmental protection issue, sometimes these the way bring back profit. Sometimes this profit are not necessarily in terms of monetary profit, but also in terms of brand reputation that would relate to other forms of profit for business as well. I hope I answer your question.
Just a very layman question, okay? Actually, because everybody's talking about ESG, now it seems like very, very, very popular, very hot topic. So everything is by human beings. So can be very good in writing a lot of essay or papers. How we can motivate the employees, okay, to participate. Because I think without the participants, especially for those that are corporate, okay, how we can make them or motivate them. Because everybody have their own mindset, their value. For example, lately I talked with a Singapore company. What they are trying to do is for their employee care, is that trying to give them the coupon for F&B. So I don't know what is, how is that, because HR, okay, maybe HR is other than doing the payroll or whatsoever, or the personal growth for the employee, and then how they can get them to participate in this ESG. I think without their participation, that won't be successful in long run. Very layman question.
Yeah, very practical question. Thank you. I don't think there's a fixed way about things, because like you say, we all come from different walks of life, and companies are basically built differently because they are consist of people from different walks of life. But I do think there are certain consistent framework that we can use. For example, making sure that the values that the owners or the business believes in are visible, ensuring that the values are communicated, ensuring that the values are firstly aligned. What you think probably is integrity might not be integrity to me. So at the very basic level, I think we can agree on having this basic framework. And how do companies incorporate or achieve this? For example, the owners could do simple workshop with the leaders to align what values are, what they still have to communicate the values that they believe in. They still have to align what that definition is in the company. So aligning that definition translate to, for example, if you want an environment of integrity, what does it mean? How should you behave? How should you communicate? And then how do you embed this into the company policies, the company process, the working space? And that is then the framework of how the company is managed and operate, right? And then you have to select leaders who actually act as beacon for these values as well. So I think it's a total package that you could reinforce a similar message to the employees. And then, of course, no companies can perform all aspects of ESG. They have to select what they feel for at that moment, maybe according to what they believe in, according to at that level what resources they have. And I think that's fully acceptable. But at least they embark on a path, and beyond that, some beyond that reviewing or testing the grounds, they could move on to more projects. But at least at the basic level, I think there has to be certain alignment between the employees, the owners, the leaders, the management. What does ESG means? What does integrity means? What does honesty means? And with that alignment, they could create an environment where it's safe for employees to perform. They create an environment of consistency where people respect each other and you're treated fairly. And then when these values are embedded into the framework, then it all starts from from every department. What does this mean? How do you translate this to the work environment? Like HR, how do you employ people probably with good reference check? You reinforce the values. You have training where it's not just on skill set, but like you train on values as well and what it means. And then every year you have workshop to reinforce that these are important to the organizations. You actually put money and put training and development in these areas as well. So in fact, I think the bigger organizations have a lot of muscles to put this in place versus the SMEs, where the owners are busy doing 360 activities by themselves.
Every chamber, they are having ESG award certificate. So I don't know what they are doing. Maybe I don't know because you are the HR for almost of all the assessor. I mean the casino hotels. So I don't know if they are doing. I think they are. I don't know. Maybe they are doing. What are they doing? Really, I think as being a Dana Award winner. Okay, how are you going to promote to
no,
get them to do?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
the ESG.
at least they started. Then to agree, is that the right path, or is that the more appropriate path? I think sometimes there's also a sense where maybe companies might lack the resource or ability as well. They have the motivation to do good, but like an entrepreneur, he might want to do the best that he could. But how do you translate that to a corporate framework? That's very tough. That's very, very tough, and then to make it measurable or worthwhile enough that they think, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. And I think it applies to the Dignan Award as well. Like, it is a great award with great assessment criterias, with great panel of judges, but not many people know of that. So your criteria are so stringent, so comprehensive. And in fact, for most awards in the market, a lot are paid awards. You are not. You have good professionals who back up this judging system. I think it's all great, but if the participants are not aware of it and they don't know how that translates to benefits for them as well, to tangible benefits. So the Dignan Award is fantastic, but like we were saying, how do you raise it to another level? The participants need to believe that this brings value to them, right? So it's like very, very quickly we did a quick check on this, and we thought that what is important firstly is the credibility of the award. You have it, but it's just that maybe people are not aware of it. And the media coverage. The media coverage, which is not just on the event itself, but pre-event, event, and post-event.
Okay, thank you. As I actually, I know we're running out of time. I just want to share something funny that I just, one thing that I discussed while we were talking about ESG, about employees' well-being. someone gave me a very simple, direct, his understanding at his company for employee he told me employee well-being is I paid my staff, they do their job. That's it. So okay, it's like, okay, at least you pay them high and you pay them on time. So it is at least, even that is some sort of responsibility. But I believe there are lots of companies that might think in that way, right?
Maybe quickly add to that. Totally agree with SY and Jenny. So first of all, the listed large companies, okay, Sands, Win, they have no choice. You know, they are required to report ESG every year. So they provide their sustainability reports. And now a law has been passed that they even need to require their suppliers to give data. So meaning that the SMEs that cooperate with them also need to look into ESG, right? And there are like very strict metrics, right? Indicators. Now, I would say in terms of actual impact, compared with without ESG, at least you need to meet certain standards. You have to be aware of them. So, what Jenny said is right. I always ask students, working on a dissertation of ESG, why E and S and G are lumped together? Why not separate, right? But actually, they interact. Right? Maybe that also answers Chris' question. Because G, governance. Okay, you have to have transparent governance. Your policy, company policy for your employees, right? That will lead to social impact. Your employees. So S and G already go hand in hand. You need to educate your employees how to recycle. Why is it good to save paper? Why is it good to increase the temperature by 1 degree, use less energy? While you're doing this kind of social impact, educating your employees, you are also helping on the environmental side, right? So E and S and G, they go hand in hand, right? So they are not separable in this sense. But then are we saying that because they have been doing this kind of sustainability report for years already, like 9 years, 10 years? Is it so at this stage? Are they doing it for the sake of doing it? Is there any big improvement after that? My point of view is, I think at least we need standard. Like people have to be aware and start doing it. And now we're pulling the SMEs, together. They also have to be aware. So at least, right, we have certain standard, but that doesn't mean that's enough, right? I think as educator, we have to still, share with society. Works have to be done. Okay, of course, if you don't have this kind of virtues, right, in integrity, honesty, you may simply want to meet the bare minimum. But for us that want to do more, actually, of course, there will be room for improvement. Okay, so I think we can end here. We are right on time. So thank you very much. Let me promote again. We're going to have industry roundtable on Wednesday if you're interested at Artisan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Florence. So, and I would like also express my deep gratitude, not only to our great panelists, Florence, Jenny, and CY, but also to Wofu. Wofu in Hong Kong really helped me a lot to promote the award. Feel welcome to enjoy the refreshments. And yeah, thank you very much for coming. Thank you.